relationship is even gonna be a thing in 2026.
What's it like dating in 2026? It's trash.
45% of Gen Z men have never asked a woman out.
Male-centered content, dead. Dating advice, dead.
Marriage is officially the worst investment a man can make in 2026.
They called it freedom. They called it empowerment. But nobody warned them what would happen when millions of men stopped chasing, stopped competing, and quietly chose peace instead. And now, in 2026, the realization is finally hitting. But for many, it's arriving far too late. Stay with us until the end of the video, because what happened next completely changed the dating landscape.
A relationship is even gonna be a thing in 2026? Or are men just gonna end up paying for access to women and women are gonna have to pay for muscles? Is that what the world's coming to? What are you gonna do?
For years, men were told that relationships were optional, traditional roles were outdated, and commitment was nothing special. The funny part? A growing number of men agreed and decided to treat dating as optional too.
Well, listen, I think Gen Z have got far bigger fish to fry, if I'm honest with you. Because after this statistic...
Oh, gosh. Here she goes. What study have you found this time, huh?
We need a jingle. It's studies
Yeah,
time.
we do.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
it's
going to go
Cicada's
into my
study.
little cabinet.
Yeah, here she goes.
Right, go into my
I
little
can't
cabinet.
wait for this one. What,
Right.
what does Gen Z's study show this time?
So when I saw this, I was like, right, well, we need to get help for this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start giving out free one-to-one sessions, I think,
Yeah,
at this
babe,
point.
come on. First session
I got to
free.
help the public.
You got to.
45% of Gen Z men have never asked a woman out in real life.
Oh.
Let's pause. That's insane.
I'm actually not that surprised.
I think that is so concerning.
I thought the percentage would be higher.
Dating has shifted heavily online with apps replacing in-person approaches. And a lot of guys saying fear of rejection, social anxiety, and changing norms are holding them back. Sources, because you guys got at me last time. You guys got at me last time for not
she's got the
having
sources.
the sources. Sources, PUW Research Center, YouGov, The Hill.
Yeah, well, there's Cicada's study of the day.
Okay. And it's a completely different dating culture that's being formed. Less real life interactions and more screens, apparently.
Women expected resistance, debates, and endless arguments. What they didn't expect was silence. Men didn't organize a rebellion, they simply walked away and started focusing on themselves.
At the end of the day,
It's always the undesirables that have the most to say about who men are. View discretion is advised.
all men want is to watch football, drink light beers in a jerk circle with each other, and just like be gay for each other. That's what they really want. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to get married.
Here's some information that everyone should know. If someone is trying to give you information about a said person or a specific group and they start out by insulting that person or that group, it's probably not good information. She starts out by saying that men just want to be gay for each other. All we really want is just to sit in a jerk circle, whatever the fuck that means, and hang out with one another. But let me be the first to tell her, no, all we want is to be accepted for who we truly are as people. And unfortunately, it is really difficult to do that with women like her. And so in turn, we rely on our friends to find our safe space, our space where we can let our hair down and be exactly who we are. And as far as relationships and families go, men do want those kind of things. But once more, we also want to be considered when those things are being built. In today's dating market, it seems as if it's less about what the man thinks or feels and more so what he can actually do to make those things happen, which in turn makes it less desirable.
Since women can provide for themselves now, I feel like men have lost their purpose. Like, they don't feel the need to seek out a woman and start a family. They don't feel the need to, like, work really hard to make a bunch of money to, like, make a family and provide for a woman. Like, they don't want to do that. They just want to be with each other in a jerk circle, watching football and drinking light beers.
It is quite clear to me that this is just projection. Whatever man she was dealing with did not want to be around her. He preferred to be around his friends. But I can almost understand why. She seems quite insufferable. But no different from her last statement. She couldn't be more wrong. Men definitely still want to be providers for their women. Focus their women. And you are absolutely right. The dating dynamic has definitely shifted, especially since women are making more money than they have ever made. But one thing you neglected to mention was who these women become when they do start making their own money. Women make money to be independent of men. Men don't make money for the same reasons. Now, of course, this isn't every woman, but there are a lot of women that make money for the wrong reasons. And those reasons are to have the upper hand, not to truly contribute to the relationship, let alone the family that you two are building. Which, once again, makes being in a relationship with those type of women undesirable.
They're intimidated by strong, independent women, and rather than be a man and step up to the plate and show what they can provide for a strong, independent woman and what they could do for her, they are pussies and they just go back to each other and just want to hang out with each other and don't want to put an effort towards securing a strong woman. And then all of a sudden they're 40 and they're like, why am I so lonely?
The old dating game relied on one assumption: men would always keep playing. No matter how difficult things became, there would always be another man willing to try. Then suddenly, that assumption stopped being true.
Let's be honest. Marriage is officially the worst investment a man can make in 2026. We keep asking why men are staying single, but look at the actual cost-benefit analysis. He's expected to be the provider, the protector, and pay every single bill on time. And what does he get in return? A permanent roommate who's grumpy 6 days a week. We've reached a point where men are subs in their lifestyle for women who don't even like them. If a man ran his business the way he runs his marriage, he'd be bankrupt in a month. He's putting in 100% of the capital for a 1% return on intimacy if he's lucky. Since when did once a month become the standard for a high-performance partnership? Ladies, we can't demand traditional provision while offering zero traditional peace. Modern women want a CEO husband but offer the attitude of a disgruntled middle manager. Why would a rational man sign a contract where he loses half his assets if she gets bored? It's not fear of commitment. It's a basic understanding of a bad trade. We've priced ourselves out of the market and we're wondering why the buyers are leaving. If there's no peace, no intimacy, and no financial logic, what exactly is the benefit here?
Millions of men looked at the stress, rejection, financial pressure, and emotional exhaustion and asked a simple question: what exactly am I getting in return? The answers weren't convincing enough.
What's it like dating in 2026?
It's trash. Everybody thinks they have options. If you're a pretty girl, most of the guys in your DMs, they just want to crack.
And also, everybody lies. Nobody's actually like transparent enough. People go on dates every other day with other people.
How long have you two been together?
We're not dating.
Never.
This is my roommate.
What's it like actually having a man as a roommate?
It's horrible and it's weird. I don't recommend it, by the way.
I don't recommend it either.
Yeah, it's actually really weird.
What don't you like about it?
It's just uncomfortable sometimes.
Especially if they like to be in your business.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if he was bringing other women over?
It just makes me uncomfortable.
But then why even room with a man?
For a job opportunity.
How do you feel having a woman as a roommate?
Doesn't bother me. She ain't got no friends, but it is what it is.
Under the right circumstance, would you let him hit?
Absolutely not. I'm super religious, so sex is literally the problem of this generation.
So you're a virgin?
No.
So when did you discover God in your life?
This past 2 years.
And you've been abstinent for the last 2 years?
No.
Are you abstinent now?
Yes.
What made you decide to take that step in life?
Because I want it better for myself. The life that I want is not accessible if I continue being the old person that I was. Old patterns, you know?
Instead of spending weekends chasing validation, many men started chasing goals. Careers, businesses, hobbies, fitness, and personal freedom began offering something dating increasingly failed to provide: peace of mind.
Men should not be in charge of female health care. They are patronizing, condescending, dismissive, and they even let us die instead of listening to us. Oh, you don't believe me? Great, let's look at the statistics. In 2026, a study showed that 2,400 male doctors had been investigated and found guilty of sexual misconduct against females. They were still allowed to continue practice. 96 of those doctors had reports of sexual abuse logging back for years. And it is estimated that only 10% of women actually report sexual misconduct in a doctor's office. 12% of women are more likely to die of heart attacks if seeing a male physician over a female. Women are 32% more likely to die within 30 days after having a surgery if the surgeon is a male. June of 2023 showed that the NHS has 35,000 cases of rape, sexual assault, harassment, stalking and abuse over a 5-year period. It also reports 30% of female staff have been sexually assaulted by male practitioners. I refuse to be neglected and abused by another male doctor who's only there so he can have the word doctor in his name.
The shocking part is that many men aren't angry. They're not bitter. They're not sitting around plotting revenge. They're simply happier investing their energy elsewhere, and that's a reality many people never saw coming.
Trend prediction for 2026, male-centered content, dead. Dating advice, dead. Looking for love, over. It's old, it's boring, we've seen it, it's all we've seen, it's just not aspirational anymore. I want to see women expanding their friend roster. Girlies getting dressed up to go to the bar to attract new friends. Striking up a conversation with the cool girl at the coffee shop, exchanging compliments, and then exchanging Instagrams, and then going on a friend date. Friend dates every week. Building a circle of friends who actually uplift each other and include each other. Being the friend that you want to have. Platonic female romance. Sending your friend flowers just because. Making cookies for your elderly neighbor. Better yet, inviting your elderly neighbor for dinner. Cross-generational female friendships. I actually think it's going to become taboo to talk about your man online. I think the trend is going to be keeping your man to yourself. That is going to be private because it's no longer aspirational and it doesn't need an audience.
For decades, society assumed loneliness would force men back into the dating market. But many discovered that being alone and being miserable are two very different things. Once they learned that lesson, everything changed.
I have a prediction for what dating is going to be like in 2026 and onwards, and it's totally different to what we've seen up until this point. So, you know, back in the day where it was so romantic for men to hold up boomboxes outside of women's houses, and it was all about romance. And when you think about the movie like Footloose, it was all about how much the man liked the woman, or how much they were in love, and how beautiful it was, and how it was cool to yearn. It was cool to yearn for somebody. And now this last few generations, everyone was so emotionally unavailable that like they didn't even have the mental and emotional capacity to even show up for a partner, let alone for themselves, because they were dealing with their own things. But now you see within these next generations that everyone is so okay going to therapy, that it's so normalized, right? So everyone's becoming more emotionally available. And you know what I notice is that a lot of women are in this in-between period, right? Where they're like, it was normal for women to go for older men. But now what's happening is like women are going for younger men because they're more emotionally available. Now, the younger men and the older men are going to have to basically fight for women, because older men, if they show up emotionally unavailable, they're not going to be able to get the women that they want, because the women are like cluing on and they want to be safe over financially secure, because women are becoming more financially independent now. They don't need that. What they need is what a man can offer them in terms of safety and how they treat them. So my prediction for 2026 and onwards is that it's actually going to become cool again to yearn for a woman, to yearn for a partner. Like, I've seen so much of this on social media with the new type of music that's coming out, and it's no longer about derogatory, disrespectful music. It's actually coming into more like lovers and, you know, yearning for women, and like just falling in love again and being emotionally available for those things again. So that's my prediction, and we're going to come back to it and see how this plans out in the next couple of years.
The dating world was built around the belief that male attention was unlimited. Now that attention has become selective, people are discovering that unlimited demand was never guaranteed in the first place.
Men do not view relationships with women as a romantic thing. And this is a perfect comment that reiterates my point. This person is saying that in the beginning, when they started dating their boyfriend, he was very romantic and like planned dates and bought flowers and did all these things. And like over the 2 years that they were together, eventually he stopped initiating anything at all, didn't give a shit, didn't try, didn't actually value the intimacy of the relationship, the actual intimacy, and all he would initiate was the sex. At the end of the day, men do not view and approach romantic relationships the same way that women do. Men view relationships with women as transactional. They have made relationships with women transactional. If men did genuinely date for love and romantic connection, which they don't, they date for convenience and who they can manipulate the easiest and who is just there at the moment, taxi cab theory. If they really did date for romance like women do, we wouldn't be having these conversations of, you know, women wanting the man to pay for the date. Like, we provide all of the emotional intimacy and the emotional labor. We are the ones that have to carry a fucking child for 9 months. We're the ones that always do the emotional and physical labor. Like, of course we want at least some fucking compensation in return. And it doesn't have to be transactional. If you guys actually genuinely put effort and love and attention into your relationships with your partners, it wouldn't have to be as transactional as women want it to be now, because we're waking up to the fact that what can you genuinely offer me other than your money, because you're not with me other than the fact that I'm like a sex doll to you.
Some women are beginning to notice fewer approaches, fewer serious commitments, and fewer men willing to jump through endless hoops. The rules didn't change overnight. The players simply decided the game wasn't worth the effort anymore.
I'm really trying not to crash out right now, but I'm actually really pissed. Matched with this guy on Hinge. He's really chatty, funny, playful, asked for my number. We were going to go out tomorrow night, right? Text me, hey, here's my Instagram, creep if you want to. So I look him up on Instagram. It's private, so I click follow. Go back to Hinge. Unmatched me. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, maybe because he already has my number. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see if he, like, accepted my follow request. Blocked on Instagram. So how is that supposed to make me feel? Like, I know I probably shouldn't be, like, looking into it. Like, maybe he's just not interested. But I'm like, did he look at my Instagram and think I was ugly? Like, I am really having a hard time with dating. And I don't know how to, like, make that not about me. Because that really hurt my feelings. Like, what? I just don't understand these freaking men. I am so over this. Like, I don't want to be doing this. And I know this is how you find people, but, like, at what cost?
Perhaps the biggest surprise is that many men didn't find peace after achieving everything. They found peace the moment they stopped chasing what wasn't bringing them peace in the first place.
So how are we figuring out, like, when men are actually, like, telling the truth or not? Because I feel like I'm having deja vu. It's like Groundhog's Day out here with how often men are showing up full interest, like being intentional, doing all the right things, saying all the right things, but following that up with action as well. So it's not just words. And then just like one day waking up and saying, oh, I can't do it. I don't want a relationship. Even though early on you asked, like, what are you looking for? And they say, I want something serious. I would like to build something. I want a relationship, whatever version of that. But it's usually good enough for what I'm looking for, implying that we're on the same page. And then everything's literally fine. And then one day they just wake up and boop, something flipped. What is that? What is that? Like, what do I do with that? How do we figure out when they're actually telling the truth or not? Because at this point, I'm done. Right now, I'm getting ready to go drop off the sweater of the guy who decided he was going to end things with me over the last 12 hours. Because last night, our conversation ended with him saying how he wanted to see me on Tuesday. And then this morning, I get a text saying that we need to talk. So, what is that? What is that?
And here's the uncomfortable reality. Once someone discovers a calmer, happier life, convincing them to return to old frustrations becomes incredibly difficult. That's why, for many people waking up to this shift in 2026, the realization feels less like a warning and more like a missed opportunity.
So I had this fucked up thought that I feel like the dating world is going to be going to, besides the fact that I think women are not going to be dating anymore and or getting divorces and just decentering men altogether, which go you should absolutely be doing that. But I feel like if they are with a man, and what's going to be happening is that they're going to be checking their phone to see if they're a pedophile and not if they're cheating. Like, it's going to get to that point where they're going to be like, okay, I'm checking his phone. I just want to make sure, like, it's fine if he's cheating. Like, I'll be happier if he's cheating than if he's a pedophile. But maybe it's like a subconscious thing, so they're checking it and they'll be like, oh, thank God, he's just cheating. I didn't find out, like, he's some sick pedophile who's molesting my children or, like, distributing CSAM all over the internet.
Like, I feel like that's where it's going to be going to, because the majority, and I feel like the more cases come out that these men are all pedophiles and they're all part of sex trafficking and all part of this system that patriarchy has created to literally protect the abuser, I feel like that's what women are going to be doing. They're going to start thinking like, oh, like, have I been feeling red flags? And then they're going to start questioning like their man's behavior, and they're going to start going back on like things that he's done, and then they're going to be like, oh man, like that could probably be him. That sounds a lot like my husband. That sounds a lot like my pastor. That sounds a lot like my daughter's swim coach, you know? And these ladies that are dating these men are going to be like checking their phone just to see if they are a pedophile, not if they're cheating. What do you think?
The question now isn't why men are checking out. The real question is whether the dating world can adapt before even more people decide that peace is worth more than participation. And that may be the conversation nobody is ready to have.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest